Hey everybody, it's Nate Dead. This week, I have had the awesome pleasure of being able to work nights for the entire week. And it has been spectacular. Let me show you what I mean. Typically speaking, most people tend to start their work day somewhere between 6 and 8 a.m. And then they work 8 hours, 10 hours, depending on what's going on. And that's the norm for me as well. But this last week, we've been at a point in the job where we've had to try and get everything wrapped up and finished while occupied. So we had to work at night. Basically, this meant that I had to flip-flop my work schedule with my home schedule and do my home things when I typically did my work things. Weird. Can't see him. There's a bunny in there. Yeah, you can see him a little bit. He's hanging out in there. Just living in the carrots. So the project I've been working on for the past few months has been an 18-month project. And we're at the final stages where we're wrapping up, taking care of all the remaining little details. There's my office. And punch items. And what that means is small repairs on the drywall, fixing water fixtures, stuff like that. So I get in typically at about 4 o'clock. And by 5:30 or 6, the place is relatively empty. And so my people start to show up, and we start to do our night work, which is cleaning, doing repairs, and what have you. I come in at 4, and I typically do not get to leave to go home until midnight or 1 o'clock. You see, I love construction. Been doing it for most of my life. And it's always fun to see a project come together. See the furniture come in, all the details come into place, what the architect and the engineer came together and designed, how it works, how fluid it becomes, and just to see all the work that so many people, I think it was 1,500 people came through this project. Just to see all their labor come together and come to fruition is really cool, and for me, really rewarding. And the beautiful thing about it is I used to be a carpenter, and I can go around neighborhoods all over Indianapolis and say, yeah, I got blood, sweat, and tears in that. And this is similar. I can bring you to different projects I've worked on, explain different details, different things we touched into it, and just appreciate it, because it's a labor of love for me. I enjoy what I'm doing. It's rewarding to me, which is huge. So the tricky part is working at night is not a normal working day. I mean, technically it is, but it isn't. And so for the first few hours, there's plenty of emails to review and send out questions and answers to different things that are going on the project. And then I meet with people and get them rolling. And after a time, you can watch them work, and you can go to different points and make sure that this was done yesterday, or this should be done today, or this was broken over the couple days, and how do we fix it? How do we remedy it? But something else I love to do is just to get an idea of the people that are working in this office space. See, because until the people occupy the space, it's just a generic building. I say generic, and this one is very detailed, but there's no life in it. But once the occupants start to move in, you see different signs of people's personalities. And now these are people I see during the day, and we are in different lives and different worlds, so there's no real conversation. But you can walk through as you're doing your job in different areas and just appreciate the uniqueness that people bring to their jobs and to their workspace just to exude their personality. It's a lot of fun for me, and it brings a personal touch to what I do day to day. I'm not just doing it for the sake of the building, but I'm doing it for the sake of the people that work here and are going to be working here for, I don't know, 30 years, 40 years probably. It's just fun to look around and see what types of people are going to be here and using this building that we've been working on. The most challenging thing about my job is that I deal with people, and what that means is that in construction, materials are not perfect and people that are doing the work are not perfect. So you're not going to end up with a perfect product, which is hard for people to understand. But my job is to try and encourage people and motivate them to get the best workmanship out of them in a productive and cost-efficient manner. And that is tricky, but when it's done and done right, everybody comes away feeling good about what they've done, and the product is quality. And that's the goal. So in life, there will always be obstacles to doing the job right. But as my dad used to say, if it's worth doing right the first time. And I also fall to the notion that no matter what you do, in word or in deed, do it all for the glory of God. And in doing so, I can muster through a few nights of late work. So I didn't leave the job site last night until about 1:45. Put me at home at 2:15 in the morning. I just got up and it is 10 o'clock. So everybody's already out and about doing their thing. And once they get back, I'll be heading into work. So the worst part about working nights is you miss your family. But it's for a short amount of time, and it's what the job takes. And so I'm going to do the best I can to make sure this happens as fast as possible, so I don't have to be here too long next week. Sucks.
Hey y'all, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below what you want to see Nate Dad do next. Is that good?
That's perfect. Thanks, baby.